Okay, so I honestly don't know how to start this. Like, this is so freaking crazy. But um, the topic that I want to talk about right now is all about um, how do you solve your problems alone? Like, most of the people today are really dependent on finding other people to analyze their problems and figure out what are the solutions to them. And it's very interesting to me that people do that. Like, they seek advice. That's very understandable, really, for like younger people, like in their 20s, right? But when you get to 30, you actually tend to change the game, in your 30s, 40s, 50s, right? Because it's not all the time that your friends at this point of your life are available to be there, give you advice on your personal problems. So, um, what do I do? Because I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm in my 30s, right? And this is now honestly the part of my life where I have lesser friends, right? In your 20s, you have a lot of friends. Like, you can just talk to anybody and, make friends and, spend time with them, party, go out, right? And I don't know, like, just hang out with anyone. And you are in that era of being comfortable with anybody around you because you're still trying to discover yourself, right? But when you are in your 30s, in my experience now, I have lesser friends, really, but I keep them close tight. Um, and I don't I don't really share my personal stuff with my friends anymore, not all of them. Um, and there are times that I just tell them because I just want to share. Like, I I just want to vent out what I feel inside of me, like like an outlet, but not necessarily because I need an advice, right? Or I need your 2 cents on this, problem that I have. I don't necessarily do that anymore. What I practice is self-talk, um, and it's very interesting to me that in my earlier years, when people see others who are talking to themselves, they they think they're crazy. Like, uy, baliw yan. Kinakausap niya yung sarili niya, baliw siya, or whatever. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Why do you want to, talk to yourself? Like, that's just so weird, right? But now, when I started personal development and self discovery, it's a healthy practice to actually talk to yourself more than talking to other people, because usually the answers to your questions related to your problems um, are possibly can be answered by your own mind. Um, Most of the time, you know the answers. You very much know because your brain answers back when you ask the question to yourself, like, what I did wrong here? What are the decisions that I made that led me to this situation? Why am I stuck? Why am I in this problem right now? You know? And it's very powerful that your own mind helps you figure figure it out. Like, you know, it deep dives to the very root cause why, you know? So when you have a problem, um, me personally, when I have a problem, there are two questions that I always ask myself. That's the first thing. why am I here? What are what are the events, the situations, the decisions, the type of conversations that I had, right? With people around me or people in my organization that led me here to this problem. Okay? Even with my personal relationships, like why am I hurting right now? Why is this person giving me so much pain? How did I let this happen? Because I'm very skeptical with connecting with people. I always want to seek value in relationships, and I always want to be a value to everybody I connect with, and at the same time I want them to do the same, right? But of course, the practices you give first, right? And whatever they can give, okay, sure, no problem. But what's important there is future references, like possibly they might connect you to um, like a more valuable person that you might need in your business, or what you're currently doing right now. You're a digital content creator or whatever, right? Or maybe they can give you more clients. Of course, that's more money, right? So whenever whenever there's a problem with the relationship, or let's say like personal relationship, like couple relationship, like you know what I mean, right? when when it gets complicated, that's one of the questions. Actually, that's a lot of questions though, but I just elaborate it to myself, you know like, why am I here? Why is this happening to me? Why am I emotionally attached to this person, right? More than I should be. What are the conversations we had? What are the gestures that this person showed me that led me to feel this way about him or her, right? So my mind tries to identify that. Okay, so he's been so sweet, like he's been so you know very consistent. He's been messaging good morning and good night, which is I do really like I tend to understand myself more. What are the I think the love languages that I'm expecting, um, and that's also a good thing. Like, okay, I like that, right? Now I understand myself more, that that's something that I wanted, right? And I discovered it with this person, which is a good thing, right? So it's not really like all bad when you end a relationship. You just really have to be open to know more about yourself, okay? Always be curious, not judgmental or um, sorrowful. That's what I can say. Like sorrowful about what happened. Like, oh my god, why did this person hurt me or disregarded me, invalidated me, undervalued my feelings or whatever. No need for that anymore, right? Because um, you knowing the signs of being invalidated is actually a learning curve, right? It's something that helps you educate yourself to improve um, how you communicate and make relationships to other people. Okay, so that's still a good thing. The second question I ask myself is, like, whenever I'm really really hurt, um, honestly, what hurts me the most is not when I break up, or I leave a relationship, right, where I invested so much of my time and my emotions and everything else. Everything about my being I invest in my past relationships, really. Even my dreams are like, okay, so you're always a part of my dream, right? Because that's exactly how it is. When you have a partner in life, you get married, right? Whatever are your plans for yourself, you always include the person, right? Especially when you have kids with them or with him, right? Um, so um, as compared to relationships with business, friendship, it hurts me the most with business and friendship. I gotta say, but of course, this is not just all about me. It might be different with you guys. It's just me. I value respect a lot more, honestly, than love. Respect and trust are very important to me because you definitely cannot stay in the in love mode for the rest of your lives together. When you are in a relationship, you're definitely not gonna be in that mode the whole time that you're together. Most of the time, you hate each other, and very much. Everybody knows that. Like everybody who had been in a relationship knows that fact. No, pero ako, what I always say to the people I had been with is, I don't care about love. Like, okay, so we can love each other right now, um, but eventually, when that's gone, we're not in the in love mode anymore. As long as you respect me, you respect what I feel, you respect, you know, how much I value myself and my dignity, right? And you never break my trust. We're totally gonna be staying together for long, you know. We can definitely be together forever as long as you understand how it is important for me, um, that you value my respect, right? Do not take that away and do not break my trust because that's the only thing I can hold on when when we're old, right? You might not be in love anymore with a person. There's still that love, you know, that love. Like, okay, I have never experienced these things with another person before in my life. It's just you. It becomes like a trademark with that person. Um, and that's when you always realize, ay, mahal ko tong tao na to. Kasi sa kanya lang ako nakaranas na naghihirap kami together, and we thrived together. We made it happen to be successful together, you know. Yun yung panghahawakan mo dun sa relasyon. Kaya masasabi mo, mahal ko to, hindi ko to iiwan or anything. Kasi we had been through a lot, ganon. Pero yung sasabihin mo yung in love, hindi siya 100% all the time in the relationship. May time na, of course, you don't want to see the person kasi galit ka, right? May mga ganon. Anyway, so, highest vibration for me is respect, trust. Um, huli na yung love. Huli na talaga yung love. You know, it's not as important as respect talaga. So I get hurt so much more when relationships with business partners and friends are ruined than my ex partners. Um, so when I get to that mode, na I'm hurt because of that, right? I ask myself, ito yung second question, I ask myself, what is this teaching me? Some people will ask, what is the universe telling me right now? Ganon. What is the universe want me to learn out of this experience? And um, some people who are religious, they talk to um, they talk to God, and then they ask him, what are you teaching me today, Lord, about this experience? So the question might be delivered in a lot of different ways, how you wanted it, right? But the bottom line there is for you to, look at it in the brighter side. Kasi sometimes when we're so down and we're so depressed, frustrated about what's happening to us, because we have this particular problem, right? Hindi natin nakikita yung, ano ba yung maganda, right? What's the beauty in this pain? I always see beauty in struggles, um, in pain, in problems, because it's teaching you something. It's teaching you what you must do next time when it happens to you again. Yun yun. Palaging ganun yung mindset. Kaya kapag may problema, like, shoot, like, what did I do? Why am I here? Right? What did I miss? Ganon. Right? Ano na palampas ko? Bakit? Diba? Tapos, I don't know, like for me, I just laugh it out. Like, shoot, anong ginawa ko? Diba? Parang, pre, bakit? When I do self-talk like that with myself, one of the ways on how I can identify um, the extent of my problem. What is the root cause? What are the effects, right? How does it impact my life? How does it impact my work? How does it impact my health? How does it impact my mentality? Okay, mental health is very important. That's the topmost um, important part of your being that you need to prioritize. Okay, how is this stressing me out? Ganon. So, syempre, my brain helps me to identify the answers, ganon. And then when I get to identify, ay, kasi ganito yung ginawa ko eh. Pabaya ako eh. I put my guard down, ganon. I just trusted so much, ganon. Hindi naman masamang magtiwala. Yes, yes, that's true. But, you gotta be skeptical too. You gotta be sure about your decisions before jumping in, because you might be jumping in alone and you just don't know what are the circumstances after. So, yun, ganun ako makipag-usap sa sarili ko. Tanong ko, sagot ko. And sometimes I do understand some people why they're thinking na crazy yung mga nagsasalita mag-isa, kasi na wala ka nga namang baliw, right? You ask question to yourself and then you answer at the same time, di ba? Pero it's very healthy. Kasi, you definitely regulate your thoughts, your emotions, pati yung behavior mo, how you react to the problem. Okay? Like in the back of your head, okay, so, where am I now? What is this? What is the impact of this problem to my life, my mental health? When you think about that, then your mind also answers, you know. And verbally processing your experiences and your challenges can definitely help you gain better control of, your impulses, like how will you converse with a person, like if you're having a problem with your boss, you're having a problem with a family member, right? When you do self-talk to yourself, you assess, right? How should I handle this? Okay? How do I move forward from here? Which is really, really very important. You always have to be solution driven, you know? Rational decisions all the time. Do not make it seem like it's you, it's all about you. No, you look at it in a much bigger picture. Sometimes silence is much more powerful than being aggressive and just, answer back. Silence is wisdom, really. It is. And when you are silent, you observe, you get to understand people around you more. You know, you don't necessarily have to be right all the time. Because when you are silent and the person keeps on talking, talking, and talking, and then you just look at them, it gives you more power. Why? The person will definitely realize what he is saying to you is a reflection of himself rather than a reflection to you. So that's one of the things, um, one of the advantages of self talk. Okay? You get to understand yourself more, deep dive with your emotions, and control yourself. You know, control yourself to silence rather than be rightful all the time.